The old saying, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Man, it sure did play out like that last night for sure. I've slept on it just a little bit. I've thought about it. I've looked up the stats. I've looked up all these things from last night. This is Tennessee versus Florida the next day. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel. Um, it's greatly appreciated. In this series with Tennessee, you never apologize for winning this football game. You never apologize for winning this football game. Did a lot of us maybe have a little sour taste on how it went? Possibly so, but your guy here, your guy, cool hand, Frank Rock, initial prediction Monday night on our live show, I said 21-17. I changed it to 20-17 yesterday. I was pretty on that one. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised how it went. I was, there were some aspects of the game I was surprised at for sure, but I'm not surprised it was a close game. And I'm telling you, if you're Tennessee, you're very fortunate you won that football game last night because I think Florida deserved to win. I mean, Tennessee, both teams made plays where they needed to win. Both teams made major mistakes that could have prevented them from winning the game. To me, though, I think it come down to Tennessee just made more plays. I really do. And I'm telling you, if I were a Florida fan, I would probably been livid because I think Napier cost him the game last night. I really do. I mean, the whatever that was, the end of the first half where they got the field goal, and because they just messed around and it got taken off the board, the 4th and 1 jet sweep where you needed what about the length of the football after they've done, quarterback sneaks already. What are you doing? What are you doing? But for our guys, on that play, you got to give Ricky Gibson credit. They said Arion Carter kind of set the edge, but Ricky Gibson come in and made the play on it. That was a big time play that that stuffed them on that one. Of course, you had the big Florida going into goal line, James Pierce with the strip and the fumble recovery. Huge play for Tennessee right there. I mean, that was a game-saving play. This defense won this team the game last night. Let's make no mistake about that. This defense won this team the game. Now, I know they gave up. This is the second week in a row they've given up a late touchdown. They've got to fix that. They've got it. This is John Chavis-esque, going back to never seem to fail. I don't know what the safeties lost their coverage on that play. Let the guy get between him. I know Turrentine was 5 yards in the end zone. Back. I don't know why, because they lost their coverage. Bottom line on that one. Lagway stepped up, made the play. It was a heck of a throw by him on it. But in this game, the good last night, obviously they got the win. And I think we can throw out they weren't being aggressive. I mean, they went for it, 4th and 1 from their own 10-yard line. And I was like, this is a incredibly stupid call, but it worked. They got the first down. I mean, nothing really come of it, but still yet, it was a gutsy call. And it was one that I might have given the team some confidence at the time. The one play, when was it, the fourth quarter, third quarter? I can't remember exactly when it was, when Nico stepped up and fired that bullet across the middle to Brazel. Brazel got hit hard. He caught it, stepped up in it. That was a big-time play. I mean, the Pierce sack was big. The Arion Carter interception was huge. He read the coverage. He played it great. In overtime, the Bryson Eason play, it was 2nd and 15, and he blew up that play. That he got back and got the running back. I mean, the defense made plays. Defense made plays last night. They weren't perfect. But they played a pretty good football game. You got to think coming into this game, too, Florida had only given up 5 sacks on the season. Tennessee got 3 last night. They got 3 sacks. They had, let me look back here again, the tackles for loss. They had quite a few, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 9 tackles for loss last night. Tennessee did. So, and like I said, they had 3 sacks. You had Boo Carter had an excellent game last night. definitely his best game was of all. James Pierce had a half sack, the forced fumble, and then Omar Norman Lott had a sack and a half as well. See, Caleb Perry forced a fumble as well. Both teams had 2 fumbles. Both teams lost a fumble. Nico, of course, Tennessee's driving on the first possession. Nico holds onto the ball too long on the snap. I don't know if he was going to keep it and take off, which I think that had been open, I felt like, on that drive. So I don't know if that's what he was trying to do. It kind of seems like it was. And then, of course, both teams had an interception, 2 turnovers each. Actually, Florida had, 3 turnovers. Tennessee had 2, if I'm not mistaken, on that. I got to go back and check that one again. I know Florida at least had the 3. Let's see here. Rushing yardage. I mean, Tennessee outrushed Florida 143 to 138. But, man, this was a Florida team that had been getting just run all over. And Tennessee's got issues big time on offense right now. They have got some big time issues that they have got to get fixed. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I don't think there is any doubt about that. When I said Florida have lost, no, I think both teams had 2. Why am I saying a third one? They had the 2 turnovers because they had the interception and then they had the fumble on the goal line. That's what it was. They had 2 turnovers, loss of downs, basically, on it. That Tennessee stuffed them twice on 4th down. But, in this series, you take it. For Josh Heupel, this is 2 wins over Florida in 4 years. First time they've beaten Florida back-to-back at home since, the 90s. So you take it. You take the win last night. But Josh Heupel's going to have some decisions to make at the end of the year if some things don't get cleaned up. He's going to have to look at a couple positions. He's going to have to take a good long look at this offensive line as to why, as veteran-oriented as they are, and they're so bad. They are so bad, especially on the tackles. They've got to get better. They have got to get better, and it seems to me like this line keeps regressing every week. Nico has been not very good for a couple of weeks. He made some plays last night, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I mean, his numbers last night, 16 out of 26, 169, no touchdowns, an interception. He was sacked 3 times. He had 8 carries for 1 yard. He'd gained 22, but he'd lost 21. So 8 carries for a yard last night. Sampson, of course, was the man again. 27 carries, 112. Deshaun Bishop, 7 for 24. I've got to see Cam Seldon some because they've got Bishop blocking. Bishop is not. I don't think he's that great in pass blocking. Cam Seldon's got another level to him. And I know Cam Seldon was hurt and stuff. I know Bishop did some good things. I would like to see a little bit more Cam Seldon, though. He has that home run ability. I like Bishop. He's more of a grinded out guy, in my opinion. I mean, he can break one, but Cam Seldon has that speed. I'd just like to see some more creativity. The personnel questions I've got on that one. I mean, Squirrel, I'm happy for Squirrel. He bounced back with a good night last night. 5 catches for 71. Brazel, 3 for 49. But you had, Ethan Davis, Dylan Sampson, Holden Stays all had 2 catches. Thornton had 1. Nimrod had 1. Nimrod had 1 go through his hands. I still want to see Mike Matthews. I want to see more Mike Matthews out here, and we're not seeing it. And, I don't know. In this day and age, I don't think you waste talent like that because they'll hit the road. It's the transfer portal era for you. I don't understand Tennessee's reasoning in not getting a Mike Matthews on the field and not doing something for Cam Seldon with his size and speed because supposedly when he come in, he could play the slot and running back. You've got a weapon right there that you can do some things with. I still don't think the creativity was there. I feel the aggressiveness was more there last night. The creativity, not so much. And I still don't know that our play calls are doing enough to help out Nico. I still think it needs to be quicker slants. Maybe it's covered. I'm not seeing the replays to see that. And, I tried to find out from Kerry, he was in attendance last night, and he said he didn't notice if the guys were running open. Nico's just missing them or what. But I mean, Nico had a couple long passes that he overthrew. This offense has just got to get better. I mean, I don't know what to think for that Bama game last week. I mean, Bama and Tennessee right now seem to be kind of mirror images of one another in terms of they both had the bad loss a week ago. And then yesterday, both teams were really fortunate that they did not lose those football games. They were really fortunate that they did not lose those football games. And it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of seemed to me that Beamer and Napier both kind of blew those games for their teams. But, again, a win over Florida is a win over Florida. I'll take it all day long. I'm happy with that 23-17. This Tennessee team, though, Josh Heupel said it in postgame. He said, I feel like we're getting close on offense. There were some things I liked last night. Don't get me wrong. Quarterback's got to make better decisions. Your offensive line's got to step up. No, that's, to me, where it's at. And this team is not – I'm still just baffled as to how – and I know it was Chattanooga. I know it was NC State. I know it was Kent State out of the gates. But how you can just basically do what you want in those games. NC State, there was, a little struggle, but then they got going later on in the game and really kind of started doing what they wanted to do. It just blew my mind how we saw that offensive juggernaut who was unstoppable, and now a month later, this team it's like pulling teeth to score. And that's the difference in competition, too. The SEC's dog eat dog this year, for sure. It is dog eat dog. And I don't know that I think Texas right now appears to be a clear-cut number one. Other than that, I mean, who knows? Anybody can beat anybody on any given week. It's going to take a chore to beat Texas, I think. But other than that, what I'm seeing, I think every team is beatable other than Texas in this conference. But, again, we'll wrap up on that one on a happy note. It is a win. We're rolling on 5-1 to next week. It is the third Saturday in October. I think the house is probably going to go, thinking pretty serious about moving forward, going live the rest of the season after football games. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. I'm not for sure on that, but I'll talk to the other guys, see what they want to do, go from there. But I thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure in the description you check out those membership tiers at Patreon, which is $1 a month. It goes to help the channel. Or if you just want to say thanks, there is a super thanks option in the bottom right-hand corner. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Last but most certainly, not least, go Vols.